Okay, going live. Hello everyone, I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So today we are having one more session on Salesforce OmniStudio, and the topic is OmniScript, and it is day 13. So I have Abhishek with me. So welcome Abhishek on the channel. So Abhishek demoed you the basics of OmniScript yesterday. So today he will be covering one small scenario, which will be having different screens where he will be connecting DataRaptor with OmniScript, right? So uh, the DataRaptor which we implemented in previous sessions. So you will get to know how we can use that DataRaptor in OmniStudio, and in tomorrow's session you will get to know like how we can relate IP, right? So all three features you will get to know how we can connect all together. Okay, so this is the agenda for today. So before starting the session, I want Abhishek you to introduce yourself. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sanjay. So, hi everyone. Myself Abhishek, and I'm working as a Salesforce and Velocity developer in Salesforce domain, and I have all overall around 5+ of years of experience, and I'm a trailer double star ranger, and I've done some certifications on Salesforce, like as you can see on the screen, OmniStudio developer, CPQ specialist, Service Cloud, PD1, and admin. And I have done several projects around OmniStudio slash Velocity. And I mean, I have majorly worked upon industries like health insurance, telecommunication, and industries cloud. So that's all about me.
Okay, this is something great. So moving on to the next slide. So if you want to become part of a community where lots of freshers and experienced professionals are connected, so you can scan this QR code and you can become part of this group. And if you want to receive timely notifications, so on next slide, like you can see social media handles, so you can just follow. And if you want to have all the session links all together, so session tracker link you can find in the video's description. And please provide some feedback or reviews so that we can improve upon if there is any improvement needed. Okay, so with this note, like Abhishek, let's start with the demonstration on OmniScript.
Yeah, sure, Sanjay. So let me go to the slide where we had our scenarios created.
Yeah.
So in today's session, basically what we're gonna cover is we're gonna create a OmniScript where we will be where we will be taking an input from the user, and that can be your account name, and then we will fetch the account information related to that whatever name input user is giving to us, and after that, in the second screen, we will be showing the pre-populated values for that account. So for example, we will be showing name as pre-populated value. We will be showing active as a pre-populated value, right? And and when the user is clicking the next button, then we will be updating the account as well. So basically, not only we are fetching the account, we will be updating the account as well. And in the second scenario, what we can cover is we will be taking some inputs from user for account information, and with the help of DataRaptor, we're gonna create one account.
Okay, perfect. So I think three major operations: get, update, and insert. So let's see how much we can cover in today's session.
Yeah, sure. So let me switch to my org, and okay, I'll open the OmniStudio. I'm gonna open OmniScript. I don't know why this is taking time. Yeah. OmniScript. So if you remember, we have created one OmniScript yesterday. So I'm gonna open the second version of it. So what we what we did it, we just added a step in it. That's it. And this step is already created by OmniStudio. We haven't dragged and dropped this step. So as per our scenario, in the first screen, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take an input from user, right? So I mean, what we can do is for this step name, we can say, let's say, account input. And we will again say account input. So this is the label that will be shown, and this is the name of the step, account input. And now from the build structure panel, we're gonna take an input which is a text, which is of text type. I'm gonna go here, drag and drop this, and let's say I'm gonna call it as account name. And we will say enter name. We can say a label. And if you want to make this form as, this field as required in the step, you can just simply click on this required. If you want to make it as read only, that also you can do it. And if you want to mask it, there are so many other options that we can configure with the help of point and click tools only. Okay. So this is our first step. Okay. So if you remember, if you want to fetch some data from the database, then every time we use a DataRaptor, correct? And that the type of DataRaptor should be DataRaptor extract or turbo extract. So let's say now what I want is, so user have populated one value or filled one name of account that user want to update or see the information. Then when the user clicking on the next button, right, then we want to fetch the account information for the input that user have been submitted, correct? So now here are two things that we can see. If I drag and drop a DataRaptor into the step, it will be coming as like a button. So let's say if you want to use a DataRaptor into your step, that will be shown as a button until and unless user is not clicking on that button. That DataRaptor will not get executed. Okay. But as soon as you drag and drop any DataRaptor or integration procedure outside the step, and let's say you are switching from one step to another step, and you have a DataRaptor in between them, then that DataRaptor is executed automatically. It's a backend process then, right?
Right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull one more step in here.
So
and
one question here, Abhishek, like which approach we prefer most, like this one, like in between two steps, or like on the step itself?
So it depends on requirements, Sanjay.
Okay.
So there is one requirement where we wanted to fetch the records itself onto the step only. Then I use the DataRaptor on the step only. But if you want to do some sort of backend, backend process. So let's say if you are having some information in the first screen and you want to create some records in the backend, and you don't want user to know that that record is getting created, then you can have the IP or DR in between the steps.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna name this step name because what will happen in the first screen, we're gonna enter the account name. From the DataRaptor extract action, we're gonna fetch the account information, and whatever values we are fetching, we're gonna show it into the second step. Okay. So I'm gonna say account information for this step name. Cool. And again from the input, what we're gonna do is text. So right now we're gonna show only the account name. And another thing that also we can do is we can show the checkbox, which is which will be your accounts active, yes or no.
I think on that account record, it is a pick list actually.
But what we're gonna do is we're gonna see a functionality in DataRaptor where we will be converting the yes to true and no to false.
Okay.
Yep. So now I'm gonna go to this DataRaptor extract action, which is as simple as that we used into the IP. We will be just selecting our DataRaptor. So I think I have created one DataRaptor for me.
So I think now you are going to apply some reusability, like already implemented DataRaptor.
Correct. Yes. I'm not creating a whole new DataRaptor. So just bear with me. I forgot the name of the DataRaptor. Okay. Just a second. I'll go to the DataRaptor list view. And it was this DataRaptor. No.
Account records. I think you selected the correct one this time.
No, this one.
This
My
one.
bad.
Okay. Extract records.
Yep.
Extract
So
accounts.
basically what we are doing is, what we are doing in here, I'm going to delete the contact one right now because we don't need it. We are passing in name param. And let's say I just want only one account, not more than one account. If there is similar account with the same name. And in the output, what I'm getting is I'm getting the ID of account, name of account, and active of that account.
Right.
Okay. And now if I go to preview and if I click execute, I'll be getting active as yes, ID and account name, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to,
this
sorry.
was DR, right? Only DR.
Yeah. Only DR. And we have tested it from the preview.
Right, right.
So I just want to refresh a memory on the DataRaptors. I mean, if folks have been practicing on DataRaptors, so if I want to convert this yes to as a true or no to as false, so what I can do is in the active in this one, I can create some transformation. This will be coming as true, and this will be coming as false. Okay. And now if I go to preview and if I click execute, thinking. Right.
I think
maybe, not sure, but yeah, it is coming.
yeah, we need to, yeah.
Give me a second. I think this DataRaptor didn't got saved.
Okay.
Yeah. No as false. And as you can see, this spinner is not.
Yeah, it is getting hanged.
Right? Don't know what's the issue. Yeah, but
now it is working. Yeah, it is showing true.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the.
Yeah, in output, like we don't need to select the Boolean data type, right? Earlier you selected.
Correct. Yeah, we don't need to select.
Okay, right.
So, I mean, this is these functionalities we have covered into our DataRaptor sessions. So, if you want to get to know more about it, you can go to the DataRaptor session in the OmniStudio bootcamp. And now, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna go back to my OmniScript and I'm gonna select this DataRaptor. Okay. And it is expecting an input, which is param, right? So I'm going to pass the param over here. And what I want to pass as an actual value, which is this one, account name. Sorry, no. Account name we are using for output, this account input.
Yeah, maybe we can just check it.
Yep.
No, this is account
Account
name.
name.
Yeah.
Correct. Account name only. So we're gonna pass the account name. Okay. So whatever we will be passing into the first screen, it's gonna get passed to the DataRaptor and it will give us the output.
And
Okay.
output, where output will be stored?
Yeah. So first we're gonna see that. So I'm gonna go to preview. So there will be two new things I'm gonna introduce in today's session. First is data JSON and second is action debugger. Okay. So basically this data JSON, you can call it a data model of your OmniScript. So basically, let's say you are having 10 input elements in your data in your OmniScript. So whatever values you will be typing in there, where it's gonna get saved into the OmniScript, this is the place where it's gonna get saved. So this data JSON called as OmniScript data JSON, or also it is known as OmniScript data model. Okay. So for example, if I type something over here, let's say Abhishek, and if I click outside, as you can see, my step name was account input and my element name is account name and it is coming as Abhishek. If I change this to Abhishek 1, it's gonna change it to 1. So basically whatever you will be whatever input you will be giving to your OmniScript, it's all gonna save into your
Data JSON.
OmniScript data JSON. Okay. And what is this action debugger? So whatever backend process you are calling in between your steps, if you want to check what input is going on, so if you remember in the IP, we had the debug logs at the very right, correct? So this is kind of a similar thing in the OmniScript. If you are having any sort of backend call in between your steps, and if you want to debug it, what input is going to that DataRaptor, what output is coming from that DataRaptor, all we can track it from the action debugger. So for example, right now what we are doing is we are entering some information in the first step, and when we click on the next button, a DataRaptor call has been executed. So if I click on next, right, I mean the UI is not proper, I don't know why, but it's a product issue. But if I expand it in the request data, as you can see, param is going as null. I mean, we'll see why this param is going as null. And from the output, there is nothing which is coming, right? So let's go back to the design and let's try to figure out why that param is going as null. So I'm not sure, but this might be possible. So let me go to preview again.
Do we need to activate the version, or it is
No.
by default?
No, for debugging we don't need to activate it.
Okay.
I click again next. It will again okay. Let me open another OmniScript. I have used this example over there. Just give me a second. So what we are doing over here is account name only. That's how we are passing, right? Okay. So spelling is correct. Yeah. Account name. We have this DataRaptor. So name, if I go to preview again, here are the logs. Next. I open this request data. Yeah, now as you can see, I don't know what.
Yeah, maybe it is like cache issue.
It could be possible. So as an input, Abhishek is going. And if I go to response, I'm getting the output, account name, ID, your active is true or false, right? So now if I go back to the data JSON, you will be able to see all the information over here as well. So as you can see, we have this active as true. We have that ID as whatever account ID we have fetched, and
Name, yeah,
account name we already have it.
yeah, right.
So now what we're gonna do is, and I know why that account name is also didn't came, because this node name is similar to whatever node name we have for this one.
Right.
Account name.
Okay.
Correct. So for example, if I'm gonna make it like account name, for example, let's say 1, okay. And if I go back to the OmniScript, I go to preview. I'm gonna clear the cache. I'm gonna say Abhishek. Click next. Now let's see, this account name is also coming. All 3 nodes are coming.
Right.
Right? So now what we're gonna do is, whatever data we are receiving from the DataRaptor, it's getting saved into our OmniScript data JSON. Right? Now, whatever data we are receiving, we're gonna map it to these elements. Okay? So let's say I'm gonna call it as account name 1. Okay. Oh, this is the label, so we will show it as account name. And this is the checkbox. So we're gonna call it as active. Okay. And now if I preview, so I'll explain what I exactly did right now, but let's just look at the UI thing first. Next. So this account name is coming by default, right? And now why this active? Oh, okay. I got it. Why this didn't came? Because active value, we're gonna give the default value for this. I haven't checked this checkbox, that's why.
So default
So
value,
whenever
it will pick automatically from that response, right?
Exactly. So basically, this is for just checkbox only. So if I go to the text field, there is no default checkboxes there.
Okay. So for this text box, like it is fetching that name automatically because we provided this name as account name 1.
Correct. So basically, what is happening as an output of this DataRaptor, what we are receiving is account name 1, ID and active. Correct.
Right.
And if we go to the second step and if we see the element name of this account name, that is also account name 1.
Okay. So from DataRaptor, whatever data we are receiving and whatever like API name we are using there, so same API name we need to use here with these elements.
Yeah. So I mean, this is one way of doing it for pre-populating the values. There is another way also that we're gonna see.
Okay, perfect.
So I mean, but this another, I mean, for this checkbox also, we are receiving active as true from here, right? And we have checked this checkbox, default value should be there, which says select to enable the checkbox by default. So now if I go, so basically now if I go to the another way of doing it is like, let's say I'm keeping the name of this as like account name 2. Okay. And now if I go to preview, so this account name will not get pre-populated because now the mapping is not correct. See,
right.
This is not pre-populated. So the another way of doing it is this check this option, default value. Here I'm gonna say whatever is coming in account name 1, just make the value should be of account name 2 will be coming from account name 1. So if I go to preview now, and I'm gonna type Abhishek again. Next, see, this Abhishek is coming now.
Right.
Right? And so this is another way of doing how to pre-populate values um, from
Response.
DataRaptors.
Yeah. So one more thing, like we uh, checked it for text and like pick list we converted into text box. Like what will happen like if we receive pick list values from DataRaptor as a response and here we create a pick list. So it will be same like
No.
in OmniScript.
So basically, in that case, we have to drag and drop the pick list input.
And yeah, and that will be filled automatically.
That will be pre-populated. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
So
So
as you can see,
uh,
yeah,
as we are receiving responses basis on that type, we need to create input elements.
exactly. Yes. So I mean, like if you are receiving any sort of email field, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there is one email as well,
Right, right.
input element.
Understood. So
So
DataRaptor response type should match the input element type, then it will be
exactly.
filled automatically. Okay.
So like this is your pick list type, and where what you have to do is you will be obviously giving the name and field label,
Right, right.
and option source will be manual, or it can be from S object as well. So if I select like this S object, and I'm gonna say this source will be containing the S object name, account, and controlling. Okay, I think the account, then active underscore C. I think okay, it should be dot, not this. And now if I go to preview, right, that yes and no will come by default. Next, yeah, see then. It's taking the values from S object.
And DataRaptor is returning yes. So how we can pre-populate it with yes?
So for this one, you don't have to do anything. Just type
Yeah.
in the name over here.
Okay.
Active.
Whatever API name we are receiving from DataRaptor as response.
Correct. So I'm gonna change the name for this one because otherwise it will be the same. Active. Okay. Preview.
Yeah, I think it
think
is
it
very
should-
simple. We just need to do some practice so that we can understand the whole concept, right?
Correct. So as you can see, the value is pre-populated now.
Got it.
Yeah. So now what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna delete this checkbox because it's not required. Now into the next step, whatever data we are updating. So let's say I want to change the name of this Abhishek
Right.
with some other name, and I want to change the active to from yes to no or no to yes. So we're gonna have a DataRaptor. We're gonna post it to the database with the help of DataRaptor post action. I'm gonna have a DataRaptor over here, and let's say we'll use this DataRaptor. I don't know whether it will work or not, but we'll modify it. So we have the name, we have the phone. We don't need the phone mapping. We will need the mapping of active, right? And active will be coming from active from our OmniScript. Name will be coming from our account name. And ID will be coming from the ID. So, and this ID will be the upsert key. Okay. So what will happen now? If I go to preview and just give me a second, clear logs. I'm gonna type again the same name. Click next. So till now, in our OmniScript, what are the things that we have? We have the ID, right? We have the account name, and we have the active. Correct?
Right.
So now what will happen? this ID will get passed to this DataRaptor post action in the ID node only, because as you can see, it's a parent node. But whatever we are changing in the name or the active is equals to yes or no, it comes under account information. Correct? Which is your step name. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into here. We're gonna paste this and we're gonna call it what's the account name 2. So this will be your account name 2. And similarly for active also, this and
Okay,
this.
so it is input JSON path. Earlier, we used to receive input from the preview of DataRaptor only. Now it is receiving
Exactly.
input from OmniScript.
Yeah.
That's
So
why.
basically, whatever you will be entering in your input JSON path, it will be a JSON format which you will be receiving from the OmniScript or FlexCard or anywhere else. Right? So now if I go here and you can also debug it from the action debugger. So like I'm doing is I'm keeping the name as yes, but I'm gonna change the active to no, and I'm gonna click the next button. And if I go to this debug in the request data, I'm gonna copy this here and I'm gonna put it into the JSON blob so that it will be easier to see. So if you can see, ID is going into the very parent node of the JSON.
Right.
And account name, this one is going into this account information and active, right? And if I go here and if I see the response, it should tell me that, yeah, your account has been updated. So now if I go to accounts and if I see that account, the active should be no now. So yeah, active is no now, right? So this is there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna activate this version and we're gonna use this version onto the home page.
Right.
Okay. And we'll be seeing that things from there.
So meanwhile, it is like activating. There is one question from my side. Right now, we provided limit as 1 for first DataRaptor. What if we want to fetch more than one records? So how we can pre-populate them into different input elements?
So basically, when we are receiving the let's say more than one records from your DataRaptor, then you cannot use these things directly.
Okay.
Because right now this name element and this checklist element is independent. There is a thing called in your OmniScript which is called as edit block.
Okay.
And this edit block can be repetitive. So basically, let's say if you are receiving 5 records of accounts from your DataRaptor, you will be having only one edit block into your OmniScript, but it will get repeated according to your DataRaptor.
Okay. So it will automatically create those many elements those are required basis on the number of records.
So I mean, if you want, we can go through one of the example for this one as well in the next sessions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's jump onto the home page as of now.
Yeah, sure. So let me go to the home page. Just ignore this. I was just doing some testing. Edit page. And even though the OmniScript is very powerful, that if you place this OmniScript onto, some record page, it will get the ID of that record automatically. And in the background, you can run the DataRaptor to fetch the information and show it to your OmniScript. Oh, this is, I think, activated. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Close. Go back. And now from here also we can do our things. Abhishek, click next. All things have populated automatically. I'm gonna call it Abhishek as GTS. Active will be yes again. I'm gonna click next, and your data that component is gone from your home page, and name is updated, and your active is updated.
Right.
Right. I don't know. I mean, if time permits, I just want to show one more thing, Sanjay. There is also one thing which is called as navigate action into your OmniScript. So basically, as soon as you are clicking on the finish button, right, you can navigate to some record as well.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we can see that as well, and remaining things we can cover in next session.
Exactly. Yep. So from your build panel, you can just drag and drop one navigate action. And if you go to properties for this navigate action, you just say page reference type is record. Object API name will be your account, and context ID. So on which record you want to transfer the user or navigate the user. So the ID we have into the ID node, if you remember, right?
Right.
Into our Omni data JSON. So this ID, and if I click activate version.
Okay, so from home page, after updating the record, it will automatically redirect to that particular account record.
Right. So let's just get activated. It takes a bit of time because it's creating the LWC. Now if I go to home page and if I'm going to refresh it once. And again search for the Abhishek. Next. Oh, no data came. What? Oh, now it's SGTS, right?
Yes.
Still nothing came. Am I on the... Sorry. Abhishek SGTS, right? I'm gonna copy this. Go to the home. Go previous. Next. I don't know why name is not coming.
Maybe you can refresh. Maybe it is a cache issue again.
Let's go to the DataRaptor and see if this DataRaptor is giving that data or not. Yeah, this is giving us the data, so it should work. Say Abhishek as GTS, go to next. Yeah, now it's coming. And again, I'm gonna say there's no. Let's call it Abhishek as GTS 1. Click next. And see, you are navigated to your account record automatically.
Right, perfect.
And your active is no.
Okay. So here I have one more question. Like in DataRaptor, we provided input into that param like Abhishek, and then from here OmniScript also we are providing some input. So this input parameter will be overridden, right?
This one you are saying?
Yes.
So you can consider it like as a anonymous window of developer.
Okay, got it. Testing purpose only.
Yeah. So this is just for testing. Actual input is gonna get passed from your OmniScript.
Right. So I think with this whole demonstration, what I understood, like DataRaptor we are just using as SOQL or DML, and
Exactly.
yeah, in those steps we are just creating some elements where we can receive some input, or we can show some responses that we are getting from DataRaptor.
Exactly. So I mean, again, in our first session we talked about uh, model view controller (MVC), right?
Right.
So it's the same functionality that every technology is following. You talk about LWC of Salesforce, you talk about Angular, you talk about OmniStudio. The MVC is working all of there.
Yeah, model view controller. So OmniScript is view, then
Yeah.
IP is our
Controller.
controller, and
Controller, yeah.
data raptor like as objects, these are like model.
Model. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I think a few more concepts we can cover in tomorrow's session. Then I think this is more on practice, like how many scenarios folks will be practicing, because majorly we just need to know like how we can get record, update record that we saw today, and maybe tomorrow we can focus on create or delete or something like that. So rest I think
Yeah.
different actions. So that I think will be covered through IP. So tomorrow I think we can incorporate IP as well in the OmniScript.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and the another thing is we cannot cover all the functionalities that OmniScript provides. The reason is if you go into any sort of one element of your OmniScript, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are n number of options that you can configure.
Right.
So it's, as you said, Sanjay, it's more on practicing and rather than learning.
Right. So we already have an exercise sheet, and I just need to update it because till session number 6 I provided some scenarios there. So guys, I will be updating that exercise sheet for IP, OmniScript and FlexCard, so that you will be having lots of scenarios to practice. And with this OmniScript, like what you can do, whatever screen flow scenarios you implemented, try to recreate those screen flow scenarios with the help of OmniScript. So I think it will enable you as a developer in OmniStudio, right? So I think Abhishek, whatever we can do through screen flows, we can just recreate that in OmniStudio using OmniScript, IP, and DataRaptor as well, right?
Yep. I mean, more than that.
Okay. Okay, so I think we can wrap our session here only. So
Yeah.
tomorrow we'll be having some more demonstrations.
Sure.
Okay, thank you Abhishek for sharing all the insights, and I think it is quite interesting, but it requires practice. So those who are following the bootcamp, so do practice, and like remember, OmniStudio will be the next mandatory skill that should be available in your CV, because Salesforce is targeting a lot on industry specific clouds, and all industry specific clouds basically uses OmniStudio as a tool. Okay, so anyhow you need to master it, and with Abhishek's effort we have all the sessions here, so I think you can practice. So scenarios are there, concepts he already explained, so the thing is you just need to do some hands-on so that you can remember the things. Okay, so thank you Abhishek for today's session, and we'll be doing one more session tomorrow on OmniScript, and then we'll be jumping onto the FlexCard.
Yeah.
Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.